Hey guys, wobble wobble wobble. This is Downtown Adrian J with the kicking the sounds in London town. Welcome to Adrian J Online and welcome to Adrian's page on diabetes. We're going to talk about an injection called Trulicity. Don't go away. Okay, I want to try and do this a shortish, sharpish kind of thing. I know won't up because I end up chatting too much. I want to talk to you just really briefly on this drug that I've been taking for quite a while. So there you go, it's Trulicity. I've been taking it for probably about 5 years now, so this is a long-term kind of a thing. So if you're either taking Trulicity or want to take Trulicity, this may help you. And also a couple of tips I found on Trulicity which you may help you. So Trulicity, and I'm going to be looking at my computer because I want to make sure I give you the right information. So Trulicity is a once a week injection, which if you're a diabetic and taking injections, you know sometimes you either have to take it every day, once a day if it's a long lasting injection, or you have to take it with every meal, so three times a day. So taking one time is good. Now Trulicity is not for everyone. Like any drug, they all have side effects. Some are minimal, some last for a short time, some don't. So you need to have a word with your diabetes professional, your doctor, to get what's best for you. But generally speaking, you generally go on this if you're already taking other diabetes medication. So for example, if you're on metformin, if you're on insulin, if you're on Invokana. So basically there's a lot of different drugs which do slightly different things which help you to lower, so for example, your weight and lower your insulin requirements and lower your blood sugars. So the reason why weight is important for diabetes is if you're taking insulin, the lower the weight you are, the less insulin you need to take. So you really want to keep your weight as low as possible if you can. So this helps. Now this is called a GLP-1. That's the class of drug it's in, and that means it's a glucagon-like peptide. Don't ask me what that means, I'm not a doctor, but that's the class. Sometimes we asked, or if you're looking at drugs, you can see if it's a GLP-1, SGLT2, because like different types of drugs have different classes. So for example, you can't take two of the same types of drugs in the same class. It's like taking, for example, two types of aspirin or two types of ibuprofen or two types of paracetamol or something. You can't do it because you're almost overdosing. So this pen comes in two doses, I believe. I'm on the 1.5 gram, 1.5 milligram, and there's a smaller dose. So what happens is when you go on Trulicity, your doctor will give you the lower dose, so you will hopefully avoid any side effects. And then once you're on that, then the 1.5. I did the lower dose for a short while, and then I went on to this. I didn't have any side effects, but some people have minor side effects, and some people just can't tolerate it, like with any drug. So nausea, hives, for example, stomach upsets, and sometimes that can help if you start on the lower dose rather than go to the bigger dose. Okay, so that's one thing to be aware of. Some people can't take it. I've found I'm on 3 diabetes medications, 3 or 4. So I'm on insulin as a basal dose, which is the Lantus, which I take 28 units every. Sorry, my camera is on like a base. That's why it's wobbly. 28 units at night. I take my metformin. I take Invokana, which is once daily, and I take this once a week. So I'm on about 4 medications. So it actually can get quite expensive if you don't have some kind of a plan. Also, this isn't there was another drug called Ozempic. Okay, now Ozempic and Trulicity are the same type, in the same class of drugs. So they're both GLP-1s. Now the difference is Trulicity contains I can't pronounce this properly, dulaglutide. That's the active ingredient in this. Okay, and Ozempic contains semaglutide. Okay, now they're in the same class, so they do kind of the same things, but they don't make some people. They don't necessarily work exactly the same way on different people. Some people can't take this, so they need Ozempic. Some people can't do Ozempic, and they need this. And some people can't do both. There was a while back ago where the Kardashians were using Ozempic as a weight loss aid, and actual diabetics who need this for diabetes couldn't get it because people were just doctors were just writing prescriptions for Ozempic because these size 0 models wanted to get down to even smaller, and it was horrible. You just couldn't get it for love and money. Now that's kind of died down. There are, I believe, if you don't, so how can I put it? With any medication, there's always a possibility of a side effect, okay? So when a doctor, you go to a doctor, say, hey doctor, I have this malady, okay? You have this malady. So he goes, okay, we can treat it using this, right? So that generally will fix it. Now, sometimes there's no side effect. Sometimes there is a minor side effect. Sometimes there's a big side effect. But the point is you're using this drug to fix this problem. Okay, so it's the risk and the outcome and the reward. If the reward is better, so in other words, if you have diabetes and you're trying to treat diabetes, but say for example you have a bad tummy, you can live with a bad tummy, you can't live with diabetes, right? Now, if you're taking Ozempic or any drug to say lower your weight, unless you're morbidly weight or you're going to die or something like that, if your doctor says you have to lose weight or else, right? Then if you have a side effect, then that's fine, it's okay. But if you're just doing it because you want to lose a couple of pounds to get in a bikini, then the side effects or the possible issues that can happen are not worth it, right? So there was this thing that people were saying, oh, I was losing weight, but this was happening, that was happening. Well, look, if you weren't diabetic and you don't need it for diabetes, and that's the problem, okay? So I decided to stick with Trulicity. It does keep my numbers down. It should actually lower your A1C. That's a diabetic term. If you're not a diabetic, it's a blood test that we do, which tracks 3 months of our blood sugars as a average. So as a diabetic, you should keep your A1C to below 7. If you can keep it below 7, then your blood control is good. Okay, so what else am I going to say? Okay, so that's that. So so it's when Trulicity, you get your Trulicity, it will come in a box of 4. So one box will last you a month. You take it once a week. Okay, you should really take it on the same day every week. So I take mine on a Monday usually, or a Sunday. You can take it either like a day or two either side. And the good thing with this, I've found it helps me if I miss a dose of my insulin or I forget to do something, or if I go a little bit on the wagon and have something I shouldn't have. This really does keep my blood sugar in check. A little trick, and this is the kind of same thing for for insulin as well. And if you looked at my previous video, I said you shouldn't inject cold insulin straight from the fridge because it stings like hell. It stings like a mother. So what you're supposed to do is you get your box of pens and you take a pen out and you leave it at room temperature until it's used. Then you go and get another one out of the fridge. If you ever inject cold insulin to your arms or stomach or whatever and it stings, that's the reason why. Now, I found one thing this is something I don't like about Trulicity, and I'm a bad needle phobe. Now the thing is, can you see here? And I'll show you a bit of a close up. This basically goes up against the skin. I'll take this off and I'll show you. And there's a needle in here. Okay, this is a one-time use. So once it's used, it's empty. So you press this button. So you have a lock and unlock it. When you press the button, it injects, and it actually injects slowly. It keeps it in the skin for a few seconds, and then it slowly retracts. The first time I used it, I found that when you really have to put a lot of pressure on this, you can't just tap it. You have to really click it in. And that wasn't a very good sensation for me. I found that really off-putting, but you have to do it. What you get used to it is fine. Also, if you take this out of the fridge, say your date, you're going to do it on a Sunday night. If you take this out on a Sunday morning or a Sunday night, God forbid, and try to inject, it will sting. I'm telling you, it will sting like a mother. It is horrible. I mean, it goes after a while, but it is painful. And at first I thought it was a needle, or was this or that, the other, and I couldn't work it out. Then one day I'd taken my thing to do it at night, and I'd totally forgotten about it. And it was like 2 or 3 days after I thought, oh damn, where's my? Because it had rolled off the bed, and then I thought, why is this? Then I realised I'd forgotten to take my thing. But now these are expensive, so I gave myself a shot, and lo and behold, it didn't hurt. I mean, it's still horrible to press, but it didn't hurt. So the next week, what I did was I took it out of the fridge a day early, and it was a bit stingy. Then in the end, and there are people downstairs talking, so I made pauses. They end up usually yelling and screaming at each other and killing each other downstairs, which is why I'm up here. So usually what I do is I take this out on a Friday, and I find from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a good 4 days, 3 or 4 days, and the injection doesn't hurt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the camera, show you, and I'm actually going to give myself a shot. I should be taking my shot tomorrow night, but I wanted to take a picture and then upload it for you guys. So let's get rescheduled. Right, so the first thing we do is, you see this hair? This is a protective thing. We take it out, and once we've taken it out, you can't put it back in. So make sure you're going to take your injection at the time. And if you see there, can you see the needle? That's the needle that goes inside you. That's the fluid, can you see? Right. Now on here, there's a lock. Can you see? Right. Can you see there? At the moment it's locked. Turn to green, it's ready to go. Red, it's locked. So if you press, you can't press. It won't go down. Right. And we go to here. And can you see it's ready to go? So we're going to keep it unlocked and make sure you have this pointed away from you. It's not going to spray at you, nothing, but it's always good practice with needles. So keep it down when you're ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself an injection into my stomach, and I'm not going to show you my face because I always wince. Okay, don't know if you can see there. So I'm going to give myself an injection here. You should really clean yourself with a swab or something, but I don't bother. Now what you do is, when it goes against the skin, I've got it locked. Make sure when it goes against the skin, you press right up against it. Okay? So, I hate this. I really, honestly, this is one injection I hate. So, I'm going to try and, let's go out a bit. Okay? So you press against there, and then you'll hear what you'll hear is you'll hear a click. Then you'll see me keeping on there, and when it fully retracts, it's done. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. There we go. And you can't see, but it's there. So that's it. That's how to use the Trulicity. It is a good drug. I don't have any side effects on it. It keeps my blood sugars down. I'm not sure if it's that. I think the combination of these drugs actually reduces my appetite. I really don't want to eat. I find if I eat normally, I want to lick the plate and have seconds and thirds. But sometimes when I'm using this, it's not as bad. So I hope that's helped. If you've liked that, please spread this video around. They're yelling and screaming. I'm gonna go. If you like this video, like, put it into orbit, subscribe, and consider a super thanks. Thanks for watching. I love you. I'm out of here. Have a fantastic, blessed week. Take care. Bye for now.